Hi guys, it's Amy Catherine here, and this is your weekly reading for June 1st through 7th, 2020. Welcome back to my channel. If you've never been before, I do weekly card readings, and I do a 3-card draw, one for Monday, Tuesday, one for Wednesday, Thursday, and one for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I also do a weekly sort of astrological report and sort of an intuitive forecast, and we do have a couple of astrological events coming up this week, and that is on Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020, we have Sun conjunct Venus, and I think that's really interesting because remember, Venus is currently retrograde, and when planets are retrograde, that's all about internalization and inflection. It's nothing to freak out about. It's just basically going within with that archetype of the planet. And in this case, we have Venus, which is all about love, romantic relationships. It's all about soulmate, the arts. It's about self-esteem, how we present ourselves, and how we perceive the beautiful in agriculture and culture and cultivating things. So when Venus goes retrograde, sometimes basically you might have your ex sort of text you at 2 a.m. like, what you doing? And you're just like, really? Where did that come from? You also may sometimes have relationship issues with a current partner if you have any partners. Now's a good time to sort of avoid getting married, or if you plan on having 2 weddings, that's great. So for some of us who planned, and I have several friends who planned to get married during the coronavirus, they may have eloped or done like a quick small wedding during the virus and maybe have a ceremony afterwards. That's fine. It's just that, because of the revision, they're kind of working with that in their favor. So if you do choose to get married or do choose to do something during a retrograde, that's okay too. Just be prepared for there may be some revisions, there may be some double checking or looking at something. It's not the end of the world. And then also on June 5th, we have a very interesting event. We have a full moon, but it is a lunar eclipse. Now, with lunar eclipses, they're a little bit more intense. They're about extra sort of intense energy. So when a lunar eclipse comes up, be prepared that there may be even extra releasing that you're doing. You're going to feel it even more. It's going to be deeply involved with that soulmate energy. So remember, we had that June 3rd conjunction that I just mentioned. Well, we're going to have the moon opposite Venus, because when you have a full moon, the moon always opposes the sun, and that's what gives it that beautiful lunation. In this case, it's opposing both the sun and Venus, which means about trying to balance out those energies. When you have an opposition, then you have something, or you have a planet at one part of the astrological wheel, and then you have another planet or aspect at the other end, and you're trying to balance out the two. So when this shows up, this is all about balancing out your relationships and soulmate energy. In addition to this, we also have Mars and Neptune square the Sun, Venus, and the Moon. So Mars forms a hard challenge to this energy. That isn't anything for alarm, but it just means that there may be tempers that may want to arise. You may get easily sort of miffed about something, especially when it comes to your partner. With Venus retrograde, double down on talking and double down on being assertive and double down on double checking things and double asking yourself, why am I upset about this? Can I talk this out? If your partner sort of left the toilet seat up, that's something worth getting sort of upset over, or is that something we need to maybe talk about and sort of work through? We also have Mars conjunct Neptune. So that puts a sort of dreamy energy, because Mars is the warrior. He's all like, let's get forward, let's go moving. And then Neptune is all like, let's dream, let's go, let's think about things, let's use our imagination. So we might have issues. What I'm channeling with this lunation is there may be issues because someone has an ideal circumstance or set ideal expectations for their partner. And this isn't something that will serve your highest good. When it comes to the universe and it comes to happiness and inner peace, one of the keys with that is not setting any expectations. So ask yourself what expectations you might be setting in regards to your partner or your relationships, and really work through assertiveness. And that isn't pointing fingers or making accusations. It's just saying, this is my boundary, this is something I'm uncomfortable with, without starting arguments. And the best way to teach your partner to be assertive is to start using assertive phrases and becoming more assertive minded yourself. So with this lunation, I want to particularly stress working with your soulmate, being a lot more kind, being a lot more patient with your soulmate energy, or whomever you're currently with, whether it's a partner or even somebody you might be kind of starting to get a little bit more immersed with on Tinder. So just be kind, just be patient, and know that this is a great time to, instead of getting angry or getting afraid of getting angry, use this energy to use your imagination or do something creative. So on to the weekly reading. I do the 3-card draw. So with Monday, Tuesday, I drew freedom. Now, this is from the Doreen Virtue's Healing with the Angels Oracle card deck, and what I really like about this card is that they said that there was some sort of a release. And what I've been noticing very recently within the past couple of weeks is people have been really breaking out of old thought patterns and old barriers. So with that Freedom card, this is really about sort of celebrating all that energy and being really happy that you're kind of in this new sort of free phase. You may notice on Monday and Tuesday that there is this sort of sense of freedom and sense of sort of feeling like an invisible weight has been lifted from your back. And on to Wednesday, Thursday, we've got music, which I think is really appropriate for that Wednesday sort of Sun conjunct Venus, because Venus also rules the arts. Venus rules creativity. She rules beauty. She's all about cosmetics and fashion and all that. And with this music, with this sort of creative energy, this is sort of doubling down and double emphasizing doing something creative. So if you don't play a musical instrument, maybe listen to some music. Maybe put some music on in the home. Really maybe try and play with music in some way on Wednesday, Thursday. I feel like that's going to really help you sort of let your creativity shine and really use that Venusian energy to work with your partner. So I really enjoy that energy. I myself am probably going to be listening to some music this week, and I'm listening to some Audible books as well that I just purchased. So on to the weekend. This is no coincidence. I drew this after I looked up the astrology, so it's like, there's something to this stuff. And this is soulmates for the weekend. So what's really interesting about this card is that it sort of aligns with this lunar eclipse that's coming up on Friday. So with that Friday lunar eclipse, that's all about relationships and being extra patient with your partner and working on those relationships and not letting your anger or any sort of irritation get the best of you. And I feel like this is doubling down on working with your partner on something. So use that sort of passion, fiery energy of Mars. Use that to your advantage. Maybe work on a project together at home. What's something you guys can do together? What's something that you can do basically is something that's productive that you guys can do together, whether that's cleaning house or doing some sort of a joint project. I really feel that that's one of the best ways to really take advantage of this lunation. So it's not to be feared. I think that we kind of get wrapped up in the doom and gloom of like things that are happening astrologically, when in reality, any sort of challenges that are presented to us are great teachers and great teachers of lessons. So I feel like with this week, I feel like that this is a great time to go deeply in your relationship, and anything that comes up is something that's ready to be released. Much like a woman who's 9 months pregnant and she doesn't know what's about to happen, telling her all the pains of labor is really going to freak her out, but then you forget to tell her, oh, baby. So as Carolyn Casey would say. So everything that happens astrologically and things that happen that might propose potential challenges, think about how that can work in your favor, or how that really works long term, or things that have been challenging to you in the past that really work for your future, that you've gone back and you've gone, that actually worked out towards my advantage. I didn't like it at the time. It was very uncomfortable at the time. But then, when it all sort of settled, I learned a lot from that. That was a great sort of interesting teacher. Probably won't go through it again, but hey. So this weekend, really work with your partner. Be a little bit more intimate. Maybe be a little bit more vulnerable. Be kind. Be patient. And don't take things personally. So until next time, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this reading. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like my weekly readings, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a monthly newsletter that I come out with, and monthly astrological reports and free monthly readings for my newsletter subscribers only. I'm also doing in-person readings at Forever in a Day on Tuesdays and Fridays. Their phone number is below if you'd like to set up an appointment, and I've also linked their website. And you can also book a reading with me through my website. That link is below, any other day of the week. So I hope you guys are doing well. Please stay safe. Don't forget to wash your hands, and please be careful, be kind, and be patient. I know we're all sort of trying to get back into this sort of new rhythm and this reorganizing and redefining what's normal. So until next time, take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.